is your favorite podcast in the whole world. It is Table Talk featuring your three most favorite hosts, Hypergraphia,
Lydia's,
King size.
and tonight I have a mouthful of pizza in my mouth, which is
Better than a mouthful of something else.
That is very true. King size is right. So tonight we're gonna be talking about some stuff, but King size wants to talk about some stuff. So we're gonna talk about some stuff.
Pickle Rick.
So let's talk about some stuff. All right.
That was very.
Let's talk about things.
Well,
what do you want to talk about?
I'm gonna give you some options.
All right, we're gonna have options.
Options. I like options. So, let's actually talk about fucked up vacations.
Let's talk about fucked up vacations.
Anybody had a fucked up vacation?
A fucked up vacation? I think I talked about this on a podcast before, but like, didn't I tell you guys about the time that I was like camping with like I was my mother and I was riding my bike down a really steep hill and I was gonna say like I'm trying to think like I've actually talked about my fucked up vacations.
That made the injury podcast.
Well, also like I talked about how like when I was a kid we went to Disneyland and we almost lost my brother.
That was podcast number 1.
Yep.
Yeah, so I
have
shared with the world my fucked up vacations.
I got to hear about the dead people circulating in the air through Disneyland.
That's true. That is so true fact. But I mean, like, I've talked about mine. What about your guys? It's like, have you ever had a fucked up vacation? Either of you guys?
Or a vacation that's gotten fucked up?
I can't think of anything.
No. The only thing that comes to mind is just when plans don't go correctly. I know I went to Arizona for a wedding a few years ago, and it was supposed to be in, out, done. And God bless these people. I love them very dearly, and great friends that I've met, and sadly I'm only able to keep in contact with them online. But nonetheless, they're great people, and they invited me out to their wedding, and actually got to be a part of the bridal or wedding party. But when I get to the venue of where said wedding is, it's a golf course, and you have to walk pretty much all the holes to get to the last hole where the wedding's at, and it's just, I mean, it was a great vision, but the what's the word I'm looking for? Like, the application of it was just a hot mess.
But that's not a vacation, is it?
It was a vacation, because I went out there obviously to do that, but it was just like, they get out there, and, the whole thing was a mess.
Was that Jason's idea? Because
No.
it wasn't. It was
Somebody else.
that had the idea to...
I mean, like, if you... go ahead.
Yeah.
No, I was just wondering who thought of the elaborate thing of, like, let's walk all the holes to the wedding.
Well, no, it wasn't like that wasn't part of it. That's just how it worked out, because the golf course hadn't shut down in time for the wedding, so people were trying to play through a wedding party, and it was just fucking ridiculous. It was on an island, and I think it might have been like the 16th hole, so you had to wait for people to play all their holes. A bridal party in Arizona heat is out there. We resorted to golf cart bumper cars just to kill time. Oh. And anyway, you watch the last players go through the hole and get off the island. Then a group of 3 or 4 workers runs up with all these chairs, sets them up, tries to make this bridal thing look great, and then they hurry up, rush a wedding, and get you off the island so the next people can play, because they don't want to lose any money on people golfing. I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous. Like, in their mind, and I can see what they were going for as far as vision, but it was definitely on the management part of the golf course. It was a definite fuck.
I thought when you went to that wedding, it was inside something.
I'd like to be inside something. Actually, no. Actually, in that wedding party, I definitely would not. But no, the reception ended up being in the clubhouse of the golf course, which, yeah.
Was it tiny?
Yeah.
The only other thing I could think of, like, as far as, like, bad bad vacation or whatever wise, like if you're talking about like taking time off, going somewhere, like I might have even talked about this one before, but like the only like if you're gonna say like truly bad, one of the only bad like terrible trips I've ever had was like I think I did talk about this, but it was like the time it was the second festival I'd ever gone to, and I had a really bad acid trip. Like when I first started getting into electronic music, like I hit a few shows or whatever with our buddy at the time that we all collectively know so and so or whatever.
Right.
But I'd gone to a couple shows, and like he's like, you should start going to festivals. He's like, if you really enjoy shows, festivals is where it's at. So with him, I went to my first Electric Forest, but then for my second festival, I and another friend were like, yo, we should drive down to Atlanta, like go down to Atlanta, Georgia. There was a festival that had just come out a year before called Imagine Festival down in Atlanta, and like I mean, like I did have a great time with them. We like road trip down, and it was a great time all the way down, and we got to the hotel. We had a blast at the hotel. We're just hanging out, drinking, doing drugs, having all sorts of fun stuff. But like the very first day we went in there, I was very unexperienced, I'm sorry, I should say, with like hallucinogens at the time, and like I had done like mushrooms a couple times, and I was like, oh yeah, like cool trip or whatever, and like started dabbling with acid a little bit. Well, you know, that very first day, one of our the friend that like me and the friend that I was very comfortable with, like our other friend, like I didn't know him as well, but we were still very good friends. But he was like, yo guys, I brought some acid with me that I picked up myself, and at the time I was doing like quite a bit of acid to where I thought I could handle myself, and so I ended up doing 3 tabs of what this guy had brought, and you know, we ended up walking to the festival, and like before we even got there, you know, we're on foot walking from our hotel or whatever, and before we even got there, I could tell it was gonna be a bad trip. Like I could just tell the shit was hitting me so fucking hard, and we went and saw a couple like shows together, or at least a couple artists at this festival first day, but I made the stupid ass decision. I told my friends, I was like, oh, I think we're all just like being weird on each other's energies. We need to split up. I was like, everybody needs to go their own way and explore or whatever. Well, I wasn't ready for that. You know what I mean? So we ended up going our different ways, and like I was completely alone on way too much LSD, and ended up just like flipping out. Like I went and saw another show by myself, but I just didn't know how to feel and like how to act and on all of that shit. And I was in a fucking line, like waiting to get water and talking with some people, and all of a sudden I thought they were like trying to rob me or trying to scam me. Like they didn't seem like something in my brain was like, these aren't people you can trust or something, and I like freaked out. Like I had the worst fucking trip I've ever had on a drug in my life. And again, like this was kind of a vacation, like going down to Atlanta, like we were having fun, we were running around having food and stuff, but this first day it just fucked up my whole, because I mean, even where we were at in Atlanta to go see, like at the time I was very big into like Adult Swim and stuff. Right. And we were right there, like on the avenue, like our hotel was like right there. I can't think of what it's called now, but like the little white and black screen that shows that like building or whatever at the end of like shows where it's like,
I can't think of it.
I can't think of it. It's like William Street or something. Yeah,
William Street Entertainment.
Is it? Yeah, we were like right on that, and it was super cool for me. But like that very first day, like fucked me up. Like I've never had a worse vacation than that, because it's just like everything broke on me on that too much shit.
I just want to be like drugs, man.
Well, I was like freaking the fuck out, man, and I'm not gonna go too deep into that or whatever, but like that just ruined the whole trip for me, you know what I mean? Because like everything after that, I was just being super cautious, and I was like, oh my god, like I don't ever want that to happen again. Like I couldn't let go and have a good time, so it was just like a bad time overall.
Ugh. You do you have anything?
I don't have anything like so crazy where a vacation has been ruined to in a degree, but I mean, like, you know, little hiccups and stuff always happen, but like nothing to like what Ryan went through or anything like that. I remember when you told me that story too.
Yeah, that story in and of itself changed my thinking on everything, like, because like during that, like, there was obviously that guy that like stopped me and like took care of me and like took me back to my
That's
hotel.
the story I remember.
Yeah, put food in my stomach, and it was just like, wow, like this dude doesn't even know me, but he sees I'm freaking out, and he's just like willing to take care of another human being that doesn't have it together at that moment, because I was all shades of losing it, and he was still so calm and collected, like, do you want a
50
hot
Shades
dog?
of Ryan.
But it's true. Do you have any other questions for us, good sir? Mr. DJ Hostmaster?
Wow. That feels like an upgrade.
I hope you.
DJ.
I really hope you run into him again one day, just so I could meet him.
His name was Liam.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I can't remember his girl's name, but his name was Liam.
Dude,
I actually still have a picture of him and his girl on my phone to this day, because, like, I was just going bananas. And I was like, when I'm finally sane again, I was like, do you mind if I have a picture of you guys to show all my friends that, like I made it through this because of these people? And
This
they're
is my
like,
savior.
sure, you can take a picture of us. And it's like, ah! I was just gone. That was just a gone moment of goneness. Anyway, so...
Well, we can do ting.
This is Cory thinking.
Yep, that's pretty much. You got 10 cans slapping the boxes in there. Wait a minute. You good, champ?
Maybe you should eat some more pizza.
Pizza. Ooh, I heard. Ooh, what a noise. Oh, yeah.
Anyways.
Do we want to keep on going with this? Just questions?
Whatever you
Like,
whatever
you
you got
got.
on your list, man.
What's that?
Whatever you got on your list, we'll talk about. Alright,
This is my list.
Give it.
There's literally 30 things on here.
let me see it.
No!
Come on, let me see it.
No! Okay. Well, the one I'm going to parlay into while you're looking this over was if you had an absolute choice and feelings didn't, well, I guess I can't say feelings don't play into it, but love or money? I know it sounds like a stupid, obvious question.
Love or money?
Love or money?
Love. 100%.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that takes the excitement and the chat right out of that.
Not at all. We can absolutely have a discussion about it.
I think we just did.
Like, for me, though, like, love or money, I mean, like, the thing is, like, I've never been as successful as, like, honestly, this may be a compliment to you or not. Like, I consider you a very successful person. You have a very super steady job. You make your finances come in very regularly. You make a very comfortable living. Like, I would consider you very much in the echelon of my friend Francis. Me, necessarily, I'm not good with money, and I've never had a lot of money. There were points in my life where I had a lot of money and I was kind of up and I could, like, do almost anything and any time. I wanted to do something crazy, stupid, expensive, and whimsical. I could, but nowadays it's like, I don't want to say that I don't have money. Like, I don't want to, like, say that and think that in any regard. But it's just like, now that I've met Serena, like, Serena and I don't know. I feel like you and I would love each other even if either of us had like $0 no matter what. Like, and that's just because, like, I love you as a whole human being, as a person. Like, I love every facet of you as a individual, and like, since we've connected so hard and since we've like fallen in love so hard, I can't imagine ever like picking money over something like that. Like, you've shown me that like true love can be like worth more than money. So,
of course, yeah.
I would never, you know what I mean? Like, there's no way, like, like, me as this person, if you asked like me as a person 5, maybe 10 years ago, I might have answered you differently. But like, now I've seen that, like, love, and again, it doesn't even matter, like, I mean, yes, Serena's, of course, is like the prime echelon, but like, even like streaming on Twitch and stuff, and like the love, like, my community shows me, it's like, I don't necessarily like clean up from Twitch. I'm not some fucking streamer where it's just like, obviously we're like always ahead and we're just balling paying the bills every month, but like even right now, like Daddy Nuts, Wonder Pockets, Josh and Dan, these two guys are sitting here with me, and that's love, and
right.
Like, to me that's like worth more than money. Like, it really is, because like those people are like showing you that they're there for whatever endeavors you undertake. Like they're there to back you 100%. Like they got nothing but love for you. And I could go home a month without making cash and still do the things I'm passionate about and have Serena backing me and my friends and these people backing me. So like love in any regard to me is definitely like if I could be absolutely fucking broke and like still have a bunch of people love and adore me and still help me out when I need it, that's more important to me than just being up. But there's nothing wrong with like being up too, because like you said earlier, like having money is the means to take care of those people that you love back. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
so like I don't really get like where it's like, oh, I have to be loved no matter what, because like with money, like you can also express your love. You know what I mean? So it's a very fine line, but I would still choose love. 'Cause
I
love-
was just hoping it'd be more of a back and forth than what it is, but I mean, and 90% of people are going to choose love, and I mean, as somebody that that does all right financially, it on one hand it is nice, but on the other hand, I definitely feel like that's pretty much the way that I get my money is pretty much the only way I can demonstrate love is purchasing gifts and giving gifts to people or something along the lines, because I'm never around to sit and chat and just be there for people. Like, you know, 80% of my life is work. The other 20%'s bed.
I could just argue that that's something you probably just kind of backed yourself in the corner because you work so much. So in your own head, you're like, well, I have to show these people I care about that I love them. How can I do that when I'm not there? I can't give them my time, so I'll give them, you know, gifts or my money or whatever. But in most cases, it doesn't even, like, money is nice, gift is nice, but, like, it's hard to say. You can't buy love, you can't gift love. It's cool to give them, but you shouldn't, I don't know, like, rely on that as a form of saying, I love you or I care about you, and here's a gift to show you that.
Yeah,
like, around Christmas and, like, birthdays and stuff, which is fine, but then people, not all people, but some people will see that and be like, oh, well, I need a thing, and, you know, so-and-so is willing to buy this for me, and it becomes a situation where you're being used now. That's...
Right, and it's definitely, I don't view it as a replacement for me.
Right.
Like, you know, you guys, this here, obviously, we're, you know, we hang out probably more than anybody. Just, I mean, obviously convenience because we all live together, so we hang out more than anybody else, I would say. Like, I hang out with you guys collectively, and you guys hang out with me because we're literally 30 feet apart at all times when everyone's home.
I still feel like we would, even if we didn't, though.
Yeah, oh yeah, and when we didn't live together, we definitely visited each other a lot.
Yeah, I was going to say, we still hung out quite a bit, even when we didn't live together.
When you said we're, like, 30 feet away from each other, I can imagine he's just in my bedroom like, hey, how you doing?
Sup? You awake? You are now. No, if anybody gets that award, it is fucking you.
Cory.
Fuck!
That was like 10 years ago.
No, it was like 5.
No. It was like 10 years ago.
Your ass. No, that
was a good time.
I think you do it one more time, buddy. No, I'm going to rat you out on that story.
Why?
Don't you sass me.
You're not being sassed.
Right?
Ryan in the kitchen, like, don't you sass me.
Right.
You're not being sassed right now.
I know.
I
was talking to the trash can.
The trash can's like your mother.
What'd you say to me? No, God, no. That was... You scared the fuck out of me with that. Jesus. Okay. You're right.
It's a Twilight Zone.
Does Ryan know the story?
Yes.
You've told him.
Okay, I don't.
And you've said it to where
Please regale.
you say it to where it's like way more than it is.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, you do.
No.
You are.
with your best shot.
I don't know what you were doing that night. I know you had. I believe you had just come back. Not just, but you were recently back from being deployed, and I believe you were out with your family or friends just partying. And not, obviously not to the point because you drove home, but
No, because
okay.
I was taken home. I didn't drive home.
No, okay. I don't know because I was asleep.
Yeah.
And I was laying there in my bed, and I think the TV was off. No, I don't know if the TV was off.
It was.
Okay, so my dark room, asleep, happy, warm, in my comfy bed.
Happy, warm.
And I just, you ever get the feeling you're being watched? Because I got that feeling. And I look, and in my bedroom, in that house, the street light shined through the window.
No, it didn't. 'Cause
Your ass.
You had blackout.
That was after that. Because that was when Wesley
You're
lived.
getting the story
No,
mixed
I'm
up.
not.
Yes.
No, I am not.
The door was open. That's how you saw me.
Okay.
I walked in the house.
All right, kids.
I walked in the house. I walked in your room. It was like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yep, okay.
And I just looked at you. I'm like, I really don't want to wake him up. And then within me thinking that, you woke up. Like, no more than 10 seconds was I looking at you. You're just like...
You so took the wind out of my sails because it was... I was laying there
Street
in bed.
through the window.
I know that.
Imagine it.
I know that I could see your...
My best friend with a knife.
Your figure. And I'm just like... I'm laying there in bed like... Who the fuck's in here? And I turn real slow like... There's somebody in here, and I see shadow person, and it's Reenie with their long hair. And I'm just like, the fuck, and then I hear, "Are you awake?" And I'm like, and then she's just all happy-go-lucky. I'm like, "It's been like 10 minutes that you've been in my room staring at me. What?" I think you're like, "I'm hungry. Let's go get Taco Bell or something." I'm like, God.
Oh my goodness! I like. The story is so funny because it's coming from 2 different perspectives.
Exactly.
Right.
And it's just
That's
like,
why I wanted to hear it like from both angles.
it's just like with Cory, it's like a fucking horror. Like,
It is.
From the window, their light comes shining out. Like, really? And I'm just
Cast a
sitting there
shadow across my bed and woke me up. Like,
right?
what is this?
The shadow woke you up.
Well, it so was that feeling of terror of being watched, and I can't remember if I slept with my door open at that time or not. I don't believe I did.
No, I think I opened it, or
Even
it might
that's
have
what
been
woke
cracked.
me up. Right.
I could have been standing there for 10 minutes. I thought I was standing there for 10 seconds.
Don't say that. It just makes it worse. I know it's way in the past, but for you to be there, you could have killed me 7 times over in 10 minutes.
Jeez. I was way too drunk that night.
You were drunk, because you were just so happy, like, oh, you're awake. I'm like, ah!
Of course I am.
I want to do...
Now.
I want to make a YouTube video and reenact that, but with, like, both of our perspectives on it.
That would be pretty great.
And just see what happens. Right?
La la la.
Your bird's chirping in mine.
It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and you're like, I wonder how he's feeling. Jesus.
I forget why we got on this topic.
I don't. Being watched? I'm not sure.
What are you doing?
Are you?
I give that to you.
Oh,
Very well then.
okay. I was just getting to a point where I could... A segue, if you will. Well, we started out talking about love or money, and that got depressing and weird, and... That is a sound. And I was going to say I would vote love as well, because I'm currently living the money side of it, and it's not that great. yes, it gives you more freedom to do what you want to do, and I do enjoy it, but at the same time, when you have no time because you're out getting money,
You could have all the time in the world if you just
quit working.
quit that job.
I love my job, and it gives me money.
You have a love-hate relationship with that
I was
job.
gonna say you're literally telling us that you love it, but you yourself are making the argument against it. Just something to think about.
Oh no, I drive a truck. I literally have time to think every day.
Well, but I mean, basically what you're saying is like you choose love, and word for word, you just basically said like I would still choose love too, yes, but like I am on the money side of it. I'm able to provide the things to the people that I love and want to show them.
I need this now.
I'm just saying. I'm literally just echoing the words that came out of your mouth.
Yeah, well, I don't like the mirror, goddammit.
Exactly. I figured you wouldn't. I'm just saying, like...
This isn't an intervention. You don't get to do this. Not here, not now.
Everyone buckle up.
You literally just said word for word. I'm just, again, echoing what you said.
No.
It is good to be on the money side of things, and yes, take care of the people that you want, but, like, and I guess that's person to person, like, what is your time worth? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
That's human nature. Like, what is your time worth? Like, when you spend all your time at work and you're making all that money, yes, it's nice to have that money and to kind of be on top of everything that you want, to the point where it's like, I can pay my bills. And
I can buy a bulldozer.
I can spoil the people that I care about. You know
right.
what I mean? But at the same time, it's just like, goddamn, like 6 out of 7 days a week, like I'm gone doing something, and like I get this small sliver of time to do the things I want with the people I want. And
right.
It's just like, and again, like you said, you wanted a discussion about it, and I think that's a very interesting question. Like even for you guys listening at home, like what do you think? Like, where is the line that you draw? Because, like, I think it's a very personal question, and I think it's a very personal thing. Like, how much time are you willing to sacrifice to make money to take care of the people that you love? Like, obviously, maybe some of us are living paycheck to paycheck, but it's like, once you get past that, like, how much of yourself do you pour into your work? And then, yes, you have bank, you can just be like, yes, let's go do something in the time that I can, but you also sacrifice these other moments. So that's why I'm just saying, like, person to person, I think it's all different. Like, love or money, I think that's a great question. I think that both are, like, very, very heavily interwoven and connected, obviously. Right. And it's just, like, person to person where you draw your line. You know what I mean? Like, even, like, who's listening right now, like, Wonder Pockets, like, Josh, who's listening to the podcast right now, like, he's been awesome to me and Serena this year. Like, he sent us some really cool shit in the mail, and I can't stop telling him on stream, like, how thankful and happy I am for that. And if you really think about it, like, he is always at work. He just got... Actually, to give him a shout out in this podcast, he just got a 10-year pin of working at Walmart today, this morning. Like, he's been there for 10 years and still continues. He just got a very nice, like, benefit bonus to his, like, retirement package, and, like, he puts in a lot of work. Like, he still does. He's very active in our streams. He's, you know what I mean? He finds time to game for himself a lot. But at the same time, like, you know what I mean? Like, he puts a lot into work. And when I think about people like that, like Wonder Pockets, like you yourself, Cory, like my friend Francis, you know, I mean, he does the same thing. He pours his whole life into it. He barely ever gets to see his family, if you really think about it. You know what I mean? Like, Francis, my friend, he's constantly flying. Like,
right.
The day you saw him, the very next day he was in Philadelphia, Atlanta, Chicago, Florida, boom, 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 and like he is like weeks away from his family. You know, but when he finally does get those few days, like he has exorbitant amounts of money, like to make them comfortable and stuff. But he's even told me the same thing. You know what I mean? He's been like, it's so crazy to like always be away month and month and month and like hardly ever see my family, like a sliver of my time, but when I do see them, I can spoil them fucking rotten, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it's the same discussion we've had, you know what I mean? Like he and I even, and it's just like, well, for me, for everybody, it's different. where are you willing to draw the line as far as like the time you can spend with the people you care about versus how much you can care about them? You know what I mean? Because money, no matter how we want to play it or think about it or word it, money is the way you can take care of the people you care about. Money is it's a necessary evil. You know what I mean? So,
absolutely.
So it's a very interesting discussion in that regard because like person to person, it's a person.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not disagreeing. I agree wholeheartedly. It's just the difference between him and I is he has a family, and he has.
You kind of do too, man.
Aw.
You kind of do too.
No, I know. I'm just. Not to make this depressing or anything like that, because God knows it's already there. It's just when you spend all your time making money, it's hard to find love. And
that's true.
And so now, like today, this weekend, it's just like it feels like a complete waste of time to be here. Not here with you guys. No. But if you guys have been out of town, I would have been sitting here by myself, just waiting to go back to work.
Exactly.
And that's just like It's like I want to do more with my life than just work, but at the same time, I don't want to quit work to have a financial burden of family.
Well, that's honestly why I really like this podcast for you, and honestly for all of us. Like even, like to me, this podcast is like very much like past all of us. You know what I mean? Like we all come from different places. We're all trying to do different things, but we all kind of tie them together here. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
No matter experiences or the questions that we pose to each other, but like we all kind of find like a reason to talk about the things we do and the reasons we do them here.
It's
so
definitely sorry.
No, by all means, I've always just kind of appreciated that.
Yeah.
This has been a great place to like vent and explain. Just get ourselves on record. Like for now, like why are we doing things we do? Who do we do these things for? Like we're, you know, like no matter Lady S, myself, you, like we all have our different motivations, but we come here, we talk about these things, and I really like these podcasts.
I'm definitely sitting here and my mind's just spinning like, why do I do what I do? You know? It's the only thing I can come up with is my ego.
It's something that once in a while you have to reflect upon. Like even today, like I mean, not trying to be, not even trying to plug my own thing within it, but like, today and the past 3 or 4 days, like on Twitch, I've been averaging like anywhere from 30 to 50 people watching at any time. And that's amazing because like that is the reason I do what I want to do. You know what I mean? Like I wake up in the morning and I brew coffee and I stream for 4 to 6 hours, and like no matter what time I'm doing it at, like I have a bunch of people like supporting me and like and that's just amazing. You know what I mean? Like even this too, like we have so many people listening to us, and I honestly believe in all my heart that one day, no matter what, like whatever we do collectively is gonna blow up because we're like passionate about the things we do. And we do them for the right reasons.
Drive down the road, my truck's gonna blow up.
Well, like when it comes to like, I think a lot about like YouTube and the way things are these days, and a lot of the time these days, people are analyzing and picking apart other people, and all we're doing is talking about our own experiences, our own losses and gains, and positives and negatives, and it's just like we're here just like to talk about our own things and share ourselves with the world, and like that's not really happening a lot these days. Most people spend their time picking apart other people.
Right.
We create original content because like we're passionate about what we do, and that's what I love. Is like the moment my life loses passion about anything I'm doing is like I'm gonna start stepping away from it. So that's why I really like Twitch, and Sorena's had my back on that, and we have this podcast, and whoever does listen to it, we appreciate the fuck out of you guys. Whether you listen live or back on YouTube or, you know, however long these podcasts go, we have a lot of people that really do like spend time listening to the words that we say. And that's a big thing because it really is. So.
I mean, and that was the whole when we sat down and even just kind of collaborated on this idea was just kind of a melding of minds of different backgrounds.
That's true.
And I mean, want to say the complete, what's different about our backgrounds, but we definitely have
We come from different places.
3 different perspectives on life, and yet we're all here together, contemplating, picking apart, and looking at the same subjects. And it's very interesting to get 3 unique points of view, and that's the whole point of this podcast, whether it be the fun that we have in our random questions, or answering mail, or anything like that, or just coming up with random topics. Very nice. It's great. I mean, that's the whole purpose here. How are you guys feeling on time? We're about 35 minutes.
Wherever you want to be, man.
All right, we answered. We didn't answer anything, but we got through a couple
didn't
questions.
answer a goddamn thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, we could sit here all night and make an hour.
Absolutely.
We could sit here all night and make an hour. Throw us another random question off of your list. You have 30 things you said. We've tackled 2.
Was it only 2?
Yes,
Yeah,
it was only 2.
We got fucked up vacations and love or money.
I thought you asked another one.
Absolutely not. We've been on these 2 things for about 40 minutes.
Well, let's go ahead and wrap this up.
I
want to
do
divulge into these questions a little bit, so you got time to think.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying is, we could keep going and make, an hour and a half long podcast. I mean, honestly, what at this point, when we're doing these type of things, we're doing them because we enjoy them. At this point, we already have people listening along, and I'm kind of at the point where, whoever the fuck listens to them on YouTube, I don't really care how long they listen to them to. Why should we tailor our times towards a certain point where it's if we have a few other ideas or topics we could talk about, let's elaborate. Now, I'm totally fine with both of you if we're at 35, 40 minutes, but I'm just saying, we're doing this for ourselves. So if we want to keep talking, why not keep talking?
Right.
That's all I'm posing.
No, that's fine. I know I'm definitely feeling it a little bit.
So am I.
But no, I mean,
Let's not
I'm
get
tired.
to the point of the last time. Oh.
But yeah, I don't know. Last what? I don't know anything. I mean, I do have some more questions here, and I'm not sure how you want to approach them. Obviously, things that you've noticed. Here's a decent one. As I've gotten older, I've just got jotted down here as aging and highlights of aging, if you will, things you've noticed that now that you're older, you're this is weird. This is wrong. Goddamn kids.
I'd absolutely love to talk about that. We totally could.
Okay.
Let's try and stretch this to maybe 45, even an hour, if we're feeling so frisky. Because
okay,
we
can do that.
we don't usually get time to sit like this. If you really want to talk about aging and stuff, let's talk about aging. Because for me, what's really taught me and shown...
Let's wrap.
No, I'm serious. What's really taught me and shown me that I'm aging or have been aging is this last birthday. My birthday is very close to Thanksgiving and all that jazz.
Right.
So when we see my family for Thanksgiving, my mother, when on my birthday, which was the day after Thanksgiving this year, we see my family for Thanksgiving, and she's like, "Oh, happy birthday!" At the same time, celebrate it all at the same time with the family and stuff. But right. Aging comes to me as the point of and now that I'm more mature, I realized when I was a kid how cringy as fuck I was.
Oh,
I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. And that's the funniest thing is and I see, I'm not even trying to be a dick, but I see it happening to other young people.
Yes.
Like a lot of people that come to Team Bacon and Twitch and stuff, and I will never say names. I will never shame anybody, but it's just I see youth now that I'm not even trying to be oh, I'm an old man in the youth of, but it's I'm 31 and I see people doing the same shit I did, and I'm just you cringy little bitch. And then I fucking reflected on myself, and I'm you did the same thing. Who are you? And that's the thing is it's funny to and we're all laughing about it because I'm getting fired up about it. But with me and aging, I see who I was when I was 16 and 18, and when my birthday this year, my 31st birthday, Thanksgiving, same fucking day, my mother gave me all this old shit. that, like, I moved out when I was 18 because I was Mr. Motherfucking Edgelord. And I was like, oh, you can't tell me how to live my life. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And then I figured out super quick, like, your parents take care of everything, so shut the fuck up. And again, like, whatever. You want to be an edgy teen, maybe you can take care of yourself. But I couldn't. And I didn't get that motherfucking face slap until I was out on my own. And my mother, like, she gave me all this shit for my birthday that I collected when I was, like, 16 to probably, like, 18 when I moved out. But she was like, you want all your old books of poetry? And just exactly. I'm not even afraid to...
I don't mean to laugh
I'm not
at
even
that.
afraid to laugh at myself. That's the thing. Is like, she's like, you want your 3 old notebook composition books at that. Those black and white, exactly. And Cory's laughing because guess who else has been there? And if we're all gonna talk about cringy, let's talk about cringy and growing old. And the thing was, I laughed. I didn't look at a single thing that I ever wrote or ever like put in those 3 fucking books. But it was so funny because my mom must have seen them because she was like, do you want these for your birthday? Ha ha ha. And I looked dead straight at her at the Thanksgiving table and I was like, no. I was like, because I don't want to see how I lived when I was like cringy as fuck. And she laughed. She didn't even understand like exactly what I was saying, but she was just like, yeah, that shit was kind of painful. And I was like, oh god, she read that shit. Exactly.
Of course, because she's a mom. She's going to read it.
Exactly. So like I laughed.
God, I hope Mom
she
didn't read
laughed.
my notebooks.
And that's what I'm saying is like it's just so funny because you think back on like the person you were when you're 16 or 18 and you're just like you're trying to be edge. Like you think that's what you think you need to fit in, and it's just ridiculous. Like I don't know. Like even to look back on who I was, like I listened to music because I thought it was edgy and would make me popular. Like that's why like I'm preaching what I do on Twitch because I'm like just be who you want to be because like so many people like live being who they think everybody else wants them to be. We want you to listen to the kind of music. We want you to dress like this. And that's so ridiculous. You're a puppet. You're looking ridiculous. It's like, you know how much fucking ridiculous 16 to 18-year-old pussy my fucking edgy ass poems in my notebook got me when I was in high school? A ton. But looking back on it, it's just like, you know, I was showing this people like, I read a poem about you. Like, I'm so deep and brooding and just, my life. And people are just like, ah! And I'm just like, yeah, that's why you do it. That's why you do it. So you want to talk about aging and getting old? Let's talk about, like, when we're all kids. Because, like, when you're a kid, you're cringe no matter what.
I think Ryan had a lot on his chest.
I was going to say, you lost about 5 pounds there, buddy. No,
that's
no,
okay,
yeah,
though.
no, it's great.
You were on a tangent. You were just gone.
To me, it's just hilarious because, like, I don't know.
No, I get it.
Maybe it's because, like, to echo what I said, like, I see a lot of people, like, now that I'm not, and again, like, I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm old now and I have experience, but, like, now that I'm, like, 30, 31, I look back on who I was at, like, 16 and 18, and I see a lot of people, like, now that I'm, like, on Twitch and, like, a regular personality in that regard, I see that age, and I see that mentality of, like, oh, I need to say edgy and deep things because, like, people think, like, that's what I want to say, and, like, that's going to get me some clout, and that's going to get me some fucking pussy, and it's just like, dude, grow the fuck up, man. And it's just like, you want to say that to those people, but, like, those people need to make those mistakes. And
right.
It's just like,
it's
you know what I mean? Like, that has to happen. It has to happen for you to evolve, like, as a person. It's just like, God, you, like, and that's why, like, as much as a kid, I hated hearing what my parents had to say, but it's just like, looking back at what my parents had to say, none of it wasn't wrong. You know what I mean? It's just like, God damn it. It's like, you fucking assholes. It's like,
why do you gotta be right, Mom?
Exactly. And that's just like, for me, aging has just been amazing because, like, I feel like I'm more chill and I have a different approach to life now, whereas, like, before I just thought, like, oh, like, I'm so depressed and, like, edge is gonna draw people into me, make me more, like, interesting, give me clout, and it's just like, go fuck yourself. Like, that person who that was, like, go fuck yourself, because you're so fucking wrong.
You and, the guy that you don't talk to anymore, you guys probably would have been friends if you had met when you were a teenager.
Well, that's probably why we were friends when we met.
Yeah,
because
like, he was the same way in high school.
Edge, like,
yeah.
just like, Like, it was so
Yeah.
dark and brooding. And
Yes,
like, oh,
dark and broody,
everybody's
yeah.
got to feel sorry for me because, like, life is so hard. And it's just like, I'm just like, trying to rise above that all the
Yes.
time. Exactly.
That's him to a
Exactly.
T.
And that's the thing, is like, I'm not even trying to like parody myself, but the thing is I have no problem laughing at myself, and I know who I was in my past, and like to look at my own past, I'm like, you cringe factory, like, you son of a bitch. Like,
As you say though, I think you have to have that. Like, if you didn't have
You
that
do.
regret,
You
you'd
do.
be
Yeah.
the most
become a-
cringeworthy adult.
you'd be, I would, yes,
You-
you'd
but
become that
Cory-
adult that's just like,
What?
Cory you didn't have that much of a cringe factory. Like,
I'm just cringeworthy.
Like- I mean, we all were cringe teenagers, but you weren't that bad. At least when I saw you, you
From
weren't
what
that
I've
bad.
seen, you actually weren't that bad. MCR, I'm gonna boil your nuts over. You weren't
That's
that bad.
fine. No, and that's. It's no. I definitely. By the time you and I had met in life, it was
Right after the cringe. No, I'm just kidding.
right after that relationship started.
Likewise.
No, it wasn't. I don't know if I was ever really cringeworthy. Like, I definitely did cringy shit, and I think about it all the time. But every time I think about it, it's definitely in elementary school or middle school, before you and I and our group of friends that we have now is formed. Like, we definitely had our moments. I'm definitely thinking back to some arts class conversations. I'm just like, ah.
I don't even remember him.
That's good. And shut up, Ryan. No, that's not fair.
Art class, yeah.
Yeah. So worldly with my drawings and colored pencils.
just learned to make pottery. You ever seen the movie Ghost?
Oh, it's deep, all right.
When I was a young boy, I made a clay pot for my girlfriend until she dumped me fast.
But no, yeah. As far as high school goes, I wasn't that cringeworthy in high
Yes, you
school.
were.
Thank God.
I was there.
I kind of wanted to be like.
I wanted to be cringe, but I just couldn't achieve that level, guys.
Oh, I didn't have the time.
boo fucking who.
No. Well, I don't. You know. I don't know if you know.
Oh.
When I moved out, I was young. I was, what, 15?
When you moved out?
Yeah, when I moved in with our ex-mutual friend.
I got a lot of those.
But,
I thought you moved out at 17.
because I wasn't even able to have a license yet. I
Well,
was,
I
I
thought
was
you
just
got that
stealing
van.
Mandy's car.
I thought you got that van.
Yeah, I didn't have a license.
Didn't have a license.
I got it, but I wasn't legally to drive it.
Pretty much.
But yeah, I didn't realize you moved out so young. I thought you lived in the basement for a while because I remember seeing you when I was 15. I came over and you were still there. So you
Yeah,
must
I
have
know
had,
I moved back. My brother come from California. Was like, come back.
So you moved back.
And then I moved out when I, like, a month later. Maybe like 6 months later. I know I waited till winter. But yeah, it was definitely, I didn't have the chance to be cringy, if you will, in high school as much because it was just like work for rent money.
Right.
You okay, brother?
Yeah.
Okay. It just looks like a mirror of me last weekend.
Oh, trust me. I'm
I
not
was-
making fountains through my fingers.
I was kind of smart with my cringe though. Everything I wrote down, I
love
either
you. Love you
burned
too, brother.
or they're hidden away so where people can't find them.
Okay. See, that is my saving grace. Is I knew nobody could read my writing, so there's no point in writing anything down.
Yes, very true.
So the best I could do is try to dress edgy in my work clothes, my retail uniform, if you will. Did I give you that back? Okay.
That's when you were wearing like the blue jacket and blue slacks, right?
That's because that's what I had to wear to work, and I didn't have time to go home and change.
At JCPenney?
Yeah.
I didn't realize they had like a dress code.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. My first job ever was JCPenney.
Really?
Really?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely. I worked in their, like, house department where they sold, like, It wasn't even their house apartment. It was like
New development. Which one? Like
where they sold like beds and
where at? Like in the Valley or in Cortland?
Genesee Valley.
Oh, okay. I was like, tell me we didn't like work next to each other.
No, we didn't. I told you guys about that where I like walked home in the rain.
No.
My first job where I got like.
I didn't know that was Penny's.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, edginess, teenage angst. No, I definitely think back to like back before I came to the school that we all met in. I was edgy for that school. Then I came there. I'm like, I ain't got shit on these kids. Time to get into some MCR.
You know what's really funny is you started going to that school about the same time I did, and when I got there, like edginess didn't exist for like the longest time.
No, it was definitely like because we'll just say 2003 we both started, maybe 4.
I started 2002. It was a while ago. I started high school at 13.
I can't remember.
That was.
I know, yeah, like the whole red pinstripe or the black with the white pinstripe and the red tie thing and the whole emo thing wasn't a thing yet.
Yeah, no, that was
like trip pants weren't even out yet.
That was like almost 10th, 11th grade. So
yeah.
it took a couple years before that.
Took a couple years for Hot Topic to kick in.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but when I started, there were no cliques. There was no cringe. There were just like these weird kids. You could almost call them nerd kids because that's what they were. They were the kids that couldn't fit in with like the high school that they were at or whatever.
That was our whole school. Was just misfits.
Yep.
You got something to say there, champ? Nope. Me either. Oh, it was definitely fun. But yeah, you definitely have to. I think you have to have that in your memory bank of just to remind you not to go out and be a fool. Otherwise, you go out and you try to get that attention, and then you're back to being cringeworthy as an adult, and that's not great. Like when I'm cringeworthy now, it's usually because I've had too many to drink and I said too much, or went out on a date and tried some illicit substance and then just went and scare the chick away. You know, stuff like that. You good, champ?
I'm just... We're making reference to very specific situations here.
Nobody here knows.
So I'm just in my own head, like...
Right, it's like, I don't relate to this.
But I know you do. You have any other questions on your list of 30 questions? We've tackled 3 subjects. We've tackled 3 subjects, Cory. Are we gonna tackle another?
I'm gonna tackle a lot.
You better tackle.
We talked about childhood cringe, but not like with like aging though. Like, what did you want to talk about specifically? Like, what did we?
Well, he in his tangent, he covered it pretty well. Excuse me. Well, it's just young people like doing whatever they're doing for the attention, and it's just so cringeworthy to watch somebody, even as adults, people older than me still. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be just all right. The week that I was gone, where I ended up being gone all week,
yeah.
Lonely me goes into restaurants by myself, so I have nothing to do but people watch. And you look like you're in a good spot, buddy. I'm in a great spot.
Please go on.
The week that you're gone.
Oh yeah, I went to. So I'm people watching these restaurants, and these guys that are probably twice my age, maybe not quite twice, but like 45 plus, are like, they're one-upping each other about who's got the best stories and conspiracy theories, and like, and they're being loud and they're like watching each other's reaction. Like, dude, you guys are so like trying to one-up each other. It's obvious. Like, just go in the bathroom and fuck each other. Like, stop. You're doing it for the attention. Like, no, my story's better. My story's better. Like,
God.
Did you never have that as a kid where you're just like, oh, this is dumb? And it's just like, and that's where it comes from. Like, you need that experience of someone, of you in your mind going, oh my God, I look like a fucking moron.
That is so funny you say that. Like, I'll never forget. There was actually like one night, you made me think about it. But like, the friend that we all know that obviously like I don't talk about or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, he like I had got comfortable or whatever, like getting to know these people when I first moved down to Ann Arbor, Detroit, and they were showing me shows and stuff. But like, there was a night. It was actually my birthday, probably 4 years ago. And, like, there was just a big party at the house we all lived in. But I'll never forget, like, I was sitting in the living room. We were all doing nitrous. We were doing balloons. We were sitting there doing whippets all fucking night. I was tripping on acid. I was in a really weird place that night. But I was, like, sitting in the living room. And, like, it was, like, me, Ryan, Scott. From where, do you remember Scott? Like the other server, David and Scott, that were the bartenders at where I worked at White Crepe. Well, anyway, Scott was the bald-headed dude that, like, he always had, like, an intelligence chip on his shoulder anyway. He taught classes at, like, a college in Oregon or whatever, so, Oregon or whatever. But he was always just, like, he had that intelligence chip on his shoulder. And that night, like, I was sitting there, and I was just doing tons of whippets and balloons. And, like, I remember just, like, inhaling a big blast of a balloon. And I was just sitting there, and I was, like, laughing in the chair to myself. And to my right, like, Ryan and this guy Scott were like trying to like one up each other on intelligence. Like Ryan would be like, well, you know, like he was like, when I lived in Flint, he's like, I was the director of the Flint Institute of Arts type thing. And like Scott would be like, well, you know, when I was in Oregon, like, I was also spearheading quite an intelligent research study on such and such. And Ryan would be like, well, you know, he's like, you know, I used to he's like, and I also still do, below glass. And Scott would be like, well, yeah, no. He's like, well, I'm teaching a class on beverages and drinks and spirits to people. And Ryan would be like, well, you know. And I just, like, busted out laughing. Like, I was just like,
that's awesome.
I was like, these two are just, like, pissing on each other. Like, it's a pissing contest.
Right.
And I'll never forget, like, halfway across the room, there were 4 people in the room, and it was me, Scott, and Ryan, who were just like, one. But there was this other dude named Zach, who was sitting across from me in another chair, and, like, listening to those two and doing nitrous or NOS or balloons or whatever, I just started fucking laughing. And, like, and this dude across from me, Zach, starts laughing at me. He goes, this fucking guy gets it, dude. And I just started laughing even harder, and I was just like, he also sees what's happening right now, because it's just like,
and that is exactly what the restaurant situation was. I'm sitting there looking at the waitress because she's sitting there next to me, and you can see she's not watching but listening to the conversation. I see her like, and I'm laughing, and we just kind of make eye contact, like, They're gonna go out in the parking lot and pork each other. That's all that's gonna happen. Let's just take out the middleman.
It really is. Like, it's really funny to see. That's a great segue too. Like, it's really
awesome.
It's really funny to see two people like try to get into like. That's why it's like so stupid to argue with like trolls or like people that are trying to just get a rise out of you, because it's just like.
And sometimes it's so easy to fall into that. Like,
it is, but the best words and wisdom is like
suck a dick.
When it comes to like idiots, like somebody said this to me the other day. We had like a trolling stream, and like a friend, like one of my moderators was like, when it comes to being like an idiot, like they're gonna drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. So like, and I've heard that before, and I'm like, that's actually pretty sound. Like,
it's definitely a good motto.
Yeah, well, they're gonna bring you to where they want you, and then it's just like they've already been there before. They're negative. They're gonna like they've already had experience. It's just like when they finally get you there, that's all they're looking for. They want a rise out of you. So you right there, buddy?
Oh, I just heard something like.
I just haven't had a chance to say you are right there. You've done it to me 3 times.
Well, because you've been coughing pretty hard.
Well, excuse me.
Oh, you're excused. No, I definitely on that aspect of people like one-upping each other. What?
Nothing.
Oh. When I was loading this machine yesterday, me and one of the I don't want to not lesser workers. That sounds terrible. But one of the workers that doesn't have any experience. Like, he's new at this type of job. He's never been around heavy equipment. We're talking. I'm just like, oh, this is easy. You know, this is how you do this. And, like, I definitely see the overseer of this crew I'm working with, like, side-eyeing me and, like, looking me up and down, like, oh, he's got experience in everything. And we start talking later. He's like, oh, you actually are smart. I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely not trying to push everything on you. Like, oh, I know everything. No, I'm just a truck driver. I could care less. I'm just trying to get you guys to get it. And it's like,
Right.
I'm not trying to have that, but it feels like it sometimes when someone's like, oh, really? And they want to know everything. I'm like, yeah, this is how you do this, and this. And it's like, wait, I'm not coming off like,
Well,
like, oh.
it's funny. It's funny you say that because, like, I actually have a friend. I guess I would call him less of a friend. You've actually met him, and I know you know who I'm talking about. I say it, but I'm just gonna say that his name starts with a D. And like, I haven't seen this person much recently, but like, he's a very intelligent dude. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, the thing is, like, for him, I've always told him it's like, I consider myself honestly a pretty intelligent dude. Like, I have a lot of knowledge and stuff, and like, I'm pretty decent at talking. It just depends on what situation you catch me in. But like, this guy is very intelligent, and we've always had discussions, and I know you guys both know who I'm talking about, but he's a very smart guy. But the thing is, like, he has a lot of intelligence, but when it comes to his own intelligence, he doesn't know how to express it and like teach his knowledge to people without seeming condescending.
And that's where I was.
Exactly. And like, that is like where he's come to me on like a lot of levels. Like, you know, before we lost the contact that we have now, like, that was always one of his biggest problems is like, and I would tell him that, I'd be like, you are like a person that has so much knowledge in you and you could teach it to so many people, but it's just like, you always come off as like you're talking about it like from a superior level, like, I know this, and like, you don't, so like, let me break it down for you. You know what I mean?
That's just kind of his, like,
that is
I wouldn't
his
say personality, but he's kind of like I told you, he's kind of like a beer snob. He's like, yeah, I know a little about this thing, and it's just like, he has that.
But that's the thing is, like, I've always tried to tell him that.
Yeah.
Like, unfortunately, I've lost contact with him recently,
Yeah.
this and that, but like, that was always one of the biggest things is like, I would pay him a huge compliment in the regard of, while also detracting from, it's like, you are very intelligent,
but you're a dick. No.
Yeah, no,
right.
exactly. I mean, like, not even word for word, no, but yes, exactly. I'd be like, you know, you're really intelligent. You have a lot of knowledge, but like, the way you spread it to people is like super condescending.
Right.
And that's the thing is, like, me, like I said, I consider myself a very intelligent person, but I never encroach on somebody else's like intelligence. It's like, no matter what level you are, I'm willing to like talk with you and like get on your level. You know what I mean? Like, I don't ever feel like I know more than you and there's something like I have to teach you because you don't know it. You know what I mean? And there are some people that do that, and if, like you said with your own story, like, that's what made me think of that, is like, some people really do just think like, you know, like, if I know it, and if I'm going to teach it to you, it's like, you know, just like come down on you, and it's not.
Yeah, it's never intentional, at least for most people. And I kind of got to look at it like that. Like, I know when I feel that I'm getting to that point. I mean, God, we were having a discussion about tires on a tractor yesterday. And it's just like, oh, yeah, these are this. I can see it from here, this and that. I'm like, they weigh this much. And he's just like, oh, yeah. I'm like, you don't understand. I'm passionate about that stuff. Like, that was my job for nearly 8 years, is running a tractor like that. I know, and I just loved every second of it. And that's why I'm, like, trying to give you tips and tricks and hints and how to cut weight and save time. Not because of like, oh, I can do everything better than anybody. It's just like, when I find myself there, I definitely give a look like, is this over the top, or am I still good? Yeah, it's just, if you're aware of it, I think it becomes easier, but it's definitely easy, I think, for other people to misconstrue it as you're full of yourself. And that's definitely why I take my step back and like, we good? We good? Good. You know, and the guy definitely come around at the end and like, oh yeah, you know what you're talking about. You know, I have respect for you, not that you're just a kid that knows a couple things that's full of yourself. And it definitely it makes a difference. Well, I'm going to take this opportunity to throw out the show email. And so if you got any ideas, tips, or tricks for us, go ahead and drop us a line at hlsz3show@yahoo.com. So letters HLSZ, the number 3, and the other letters is spelled show at yahoo.com. The hell's going on over there?
Most passive aggressive.
That's
The
just
number 3.
Like Spaggy. Alright guys, so as you heard Cory say, if you want to email us, there's the email address right there. Hit us up with some ideas. Tonight we sat around, we talked a little bit, we did a few random questions, kind of from Cory's list. He's been building one for a while. The one before this we did a total improv skit, so hopefully when we listen back to that it will be fantastic, which I actually think it will be. Honestly, like the word for word thing, I think when we go back and listen to that, that's gonna be great. But thank you guys so much as always, especially big thanks to Daddy Nuts and Wonder Pockets, Dan and Josh. Thank you guys so much for being here with us tonight and listening as always, like to our words and our ramblings.
I don't know if you've noticed.
It's almost like you guys are here
contributed
with
a bit.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yes, absolutely. Both of them would, because both of them are. But anyway, anybody that listens to this afterwards, like on our YouTube and stuff, like please let us know what you think about this. Like, dislike, subscribe, or let us know in the comments what you guys think if you want to weigh in on any of these questions yourself. I'm gonna call it a night because I'm definitely slurring a lot of my words, and I think I actually got through it pretty nicely.
You did well.
Thank you. I'm actually gonna sign off right here and right there. And as always, it is your 3 favorite hosts, Hypergraphia,
Lady S,
and
King size.
And we're gonna see you guys next time.
Yeah.
You never know when you're gonna see us.
Yeah.
Asada.